What's up, Noodle Army? Today we're doing something I've been wanting to do since the start and inception of this channel. Anyone that's been in the ramen scene must have heard of Ichiran ramen, based out of Japan, but they also have locations in other Asian countries as well as New York City. Ichiran is known for their tonkatsu, and their thin Hakata style noodle, and their special spicy sauce. Something that's unique about Ichiran is that they specialize only in tonkatsu. You're not going to find a shio, a shoyu, a miso. You're only going to find tonkatsu. You're not going to find appetizers on the menu. I always say restaurants that have a limited menu are always going to have better quality of food because they're specializing on making one thing perfect rather than trying to make 20 things okay. I've probably been to the Ichiran in New York at least 24 times. Now, I've never had the instant version. So I'm curious to see if it's nearly as good as the restaurant. I can't hope that it is. But surely it's got to be better than all the other instant noodles coming in the cellophane wraps. I mean, this is a pretty sturdy box. Has 5 packs. You can find it on Amazon for like 22 bucks. I'll put a link below. But I'm excited. Let's waste no more time. Let's see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Oh. Already, the presentation is fantastic. This is high quality, you can tell. You can also get these at the restaurant. So there's 5 packs of something. No idea what it is yet. Got 5 of those. We have got some sort of card written in Japanese. No idea, I wish I could read Japanese. Then we have bigger packet. Oh, and that's sauce. That's not powder. That's a big packet of sauce. That's substantial. Obviously there's, 5 of those. Here's what I'm most excited about. Look at these noodles. They're thin, they're straight, just like me, minus the thin particles. And that's what's in the box. All right, now the instructions are only in Japanese, but I think I can gain enough to comprehend. No skillet, wasn't planning on that. 450 milliliters of water. Cook the noodles for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You turn off the fire. You add the sauce packet. Then you pour it into the bowl, which makes sense. And then you can add the spice packet. And it looks like this little graph here is showing you that if you don't want any spice, you just leave the spice packet out. If you want 1 chili out of 5, you put in half a packet. If you want 5 chilies out of 5, you do 2 packets. Let's see what happens. I usually order like a ×10 on this, so I guess I'd be like 4 packets. But I need to save some for the rest of the noodles. Anyways, we're gonna make something really magical happen. I have a feeling this bowl is just going to manifest out of nowhere right about now. So one of the things that when you go to Ichiran, they have kind of like an SLA. They got to bring your noodles out at a very specific time after you submit your order. So you get your bowl at the proper slurpableness. So we're gonna just dig right in while it's steaming and slurpable. Let's try the broth first. Oh my goodness. Forgot to add the spice. Let's get that all mixed up in there. Oh my God, those noodles. All right, now that we got that all sorted out, let's try the broth first. Oh my God. It's rich, it's creamy, it's oily, it's orgasmic. On to the noodles. Noodle pull time! Oh, those thin, straight noodles. I can see the broth coating it. First bite. This is literally taking me back to New York City eating Ichiran at the restaurant. These noodles are perfect texture. That broth is so creamy and oily like a tonkatsu should be. This is a game changer. Not even kidding. The thing about Ichiran is they only specialize in tonkatsu. It's the only ramen you're going to find there. When you get there, you get a piece of paper and you have one option, tonkatsu. And then you can kind of check some boxes on how garlicky you want it, how firm you want your noodles. If you want chashu, you want the egg. But if you order all those things, they come on the side. They're letting you know that their bread and butter is the noodles and the broth. And if you like it spicy, that spicy homemade sauce as well. They take pride in just what ramen is, noodles and broth. Everything else, just makeup, delicious makeup. But you know you've done a good job when you don't need to add anything in at all. Just as is, the broth, the noodles, as the chefs intended. This is seriously better than a lot of ramen restaurants I've been to. It's porky, it's salty, it's oily, it's delicious. I'm at loss for words, which usually doesn't happen for me. And that is literally the most slurpable instant nude you can get. Those just glide into your mouth hole and gullet. Can't believe it's taken me so long to try this. Remember, you're gonna want to stick around to the end to see my final review and score for the Ichiran instant noodles. My brain can't even compute a score right now. Those noodles seriously hold on to that broth so well that if you were a sicko, you wouldn't even need to chew those noodles. They would just slide right down the hatch. Don't be a sicko. I don't know if I can ever eat instant ramen again. It's not this. But for science and prosperity, you know that's not going to happen. We're going to try other ramen. Let's get back to the broth. Oh my God. For those of you who are not familiar with Ichiran, when you go there, and you might have seen pictures of this, you kind of sit at these long bars that have these kind of individual booths. They're maybe yay wide. You sit in there, you can't see anyone else. When you sit down, you slide that kind of checklist I talked about earlier. You slide it underneath this kind of window that rolls up and down. They take your order. They'll start to bring out your sides, and then as soon as the noodles are ready, they'll come plop it in right in front of you. And that's it. You don't really have any interaction with the waiter. You don't have any interaction with anyone else near you. You just sit in silence and enjoy your bowl of ramen, just like I'm doing now. But this time at the comfort of my own home. I gotta go full barbarian style. Serenity now. I don't know how they did this. Ooh, there's still some noodle. Got him. All right. Let me gather my thoughts. That was unreal. All right, let's get on to the review. Let's start with the broth. That broth was rich, it was creamy, It was salty, it was oily, it was everything a tonkatsu should be. Broth, I'm giving a 9 out of 10. The noodles, absolute perfection, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, highest rating on anything I have rated on this channel. Now keep in mind, instant ramen ratings are not the same as restaurant ratings. A 10 out of 10 in instant isn't going to be as good as a 10 out of 10 in a restaurant. A 7 out of 10 isn't going to be the same, vice versa. You get where I'm going with this. The heat, it's actually spicier than I thought it was going to be. I was still really contemplating on throwing in another pack. Make it 10 chilies out of 5, but again, I wanted to keep those for the other bowls and maybe some other experiments we'll do on the channel. I will give it a 5 out of 10. It was nice. It was comforting. The overall score for this bowl of ramen, 9.5 out of 10 all day. I really don't know how it's going to get any better in terms of instant ramen. If you want to eat any instant ramen noodles, this is what you get, hands down. Yeah, it's a little pricier than others, but the quality is outrageously, insanely different. Like, it's just a whole nother ball game. It's like there's instant ramen, then there's this, and then there's restaurant ramen. Like good restaurant ramen. This will challenge like the kind of lower tier, bottom, even up to mid-tier ramen shops, which this is just making the scoring even more confusing. I apologize. I'm not a scientist, even though I pretend to be one on TV. Get it. You will not regret it. And if you do try this and you haven't been to an Ichiran restaurant, you're going to be booking the first ticket you can to one of those restaurant cities. Cities with a restaurant. Anyways, that's going to do it on today's review. Again, this is the ramen review and my name is Chase. If you like anything you saw in this video, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below if you've tried this before, or if you've been to Ichiran and have a comparison. I do eventually want to do a comparison where I'm going to go to the restaurant, order a bowl, eat it, and on my way out, grab an instant, get back to a hotel that I find has a kitchen, and instantly prepare this so I have a relatively quick basis going back to back. I don't think it's fair for me to compare this to the restaurant right now. I haven't had it at the restaurant in a few months, but have to try. So yeah, leave a comment below if you have anything to comment about that, and leave a comment below if there's any other content you would like to see me try or create, any other ramen you would like to see me try. Anyways, until next time, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much.